Okay, they just here for years, it's the Mizzle show. Always checking in, cause you know we love sports. Ayy, they just hit 100 subs, it's time they get some out. Ayy, yeah, just two brothers, yeah, y'all. Come tune in, they got guests, they got others, yeah, y'all. Press it in chat, they got talks like no others, yeah, y'all. Cause it's a family up in here, we love each other, yeah, y'all. Let's do this Saturday night, yeah. It's the Mizzle show, yeah, the Mizzle show, yeah. Mizzle show, yeah, the Mizzle show. It's the Mizzle show, yeah, the Mizzle show, yeah. Mizzle show, yeah, the Mizzle show.
Well, 32 had the dreams of getting to New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Louisiana Superdome for Super Bowl 59, but we are now down to the final four. Three of the teams we kind of expected to be there, but the fourth, I mean, there always tends to be a great story from the playoffs of a team that's not expected to get there. And we definitely have that story here in 2024, 2025. But welcome to 4 away from 300. Sheesh.
Wow. We are getting there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, wow as well. But anyhow, thanks to those that watched us earlier during. Thanks to those that watched us earlier during the watch along with myself, Mizzle, and JP during the divisional rounds of the playoffs.
Yep.
As interesting things happen, but also today we crown a national champion in college football. So that's looking forward to seeing that. As the Buckeyes and the Irish will take place in Atlanta, Georgia, inside the bird's nest that is Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the home of the Falcons, to which the Falcons have hired Jeff Ulbrich to now run the data. So this possibly means that perhaps Mr. Solomon will come back to Santa Clara to run the defense, but that remains to be seen, as he has still interviewing. He has still being interviewed for head coaching jobs.
What if he goes to Dallas?
But let's go back to be the head coach. I don't know. You go from Woody Johnson to Jerry Jones. I don't know if that is necessarily an upgrade per se, if you will. It could go from bad to worse, but I mean,
it's going to be either Deion Sanders or Kellen Moore.
You really believe that?
Kellen Moore or Deion Sanders?
I guess Kellen Moore would be the ultimate yes man. Well, I guess Kellen Moore would be the ultimate yes man for Jerry Jones.
He's already been there.
It would make sense. This is true. But let's go back to Saturday in the divisional round. I mean, we kind of talked about it at verbatim. Yes, the Chiefs will be making a 7th consecutive appearance in the AFC Championship game. The Texans did some things that they could have won this game, but let me just say this to viewers thinking about this on the third. Okay, yes, as Orange Cassidy makes his long-time appearance. It's been a long time since we've seen fresh.
Well, you keep talking about the damn Chiefs. That's going to happen.
Back on the show. But I'll just... Well, I mean, you know, as Blade checks in. Hello, Daywalker. Although that is not my favorite Blade line, but, you know, my favorite Blade quote of all time is the infamous hospital scene when they
motherfucker, you crazy?
Shoot at him. But
motherfucker, you crazy?
Have you lost your motherfucking mind? But going into the game, the Texans did some good things. And you and I were talking about this on Saturday when the game was going on. I said, if Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs are playing, it possibly might be a different outcome in this game.
I mean, it was 13
because I think some of those passes that the other receivers, and which leads me to my point, the missed extra point, which would have tied the game at 13. Now again, That is still not to say that the Chiefs would have not scored a touchdown on the next drive, which they did.
Correct.
Because it was a very fast-paced third quarter. Each team had one drive, and they scored on their one drive in the third quarter because the Texans damn near took most of the third quarter to score on that touchdown drive to get them within one to make it 13-12. But again, let me be frank and clear. Even if the kicker for the Texans makes those 7 points that he missed with the 2 missed field goals and the missed extra point, the Texans still lose by a score of 23-19. Yeah. So let's make that clear. But I mean, you and I keep asking this question every time, and seemingly nobody has an answer for it. But I'm just trying to understand, of all people, why do you consistently leave number 87 open? I will never understand it. That's
he runs the slowest routes.
That's like saying, you know what, Jerry Rice. Yes. I mean, that's like saying, Jerry Rice, we're just gonna leave you open. Go ahead and feast.
No.
Or it's like Cliff, or it's like Cliff Branch. We're not gonna go deep, so here, just have a free straight line to the end zone, and let's staple hit you downfield.
I don't get it.
It's like, okay. It's like it's third down. You know he's looking for 87. That's where he's going to. Yes, he'll look off his progressions, but he's going to 87.
100%.
He's 100%. Always going to 87.
100%.
But yet and still, these defenses still find a way to leave him by himself. Now, again, yes, Kermit the Frog gets on people's nerves for many different reasons. Doesn't matter if it's the ketchup on the steak, doesn't matter if it's a State Farm commercial, or it's not the fact that, teams passed on him in the draft, or because they continuously slurp him like he's Brady and Manning. Howbeit,
it's not Patrick Mahomes. It's just if Patrick Mahomes was somewhere else, I wouldn't dislike him like I like him. He just happens to play for the fucking team I hate.
Hey, I would say the same thing if he was playing in my division, if he was a Cardinal, Ram, or a Seahawk. That goes without saying.
Hell of a player. Just he sucks on the team he plays for.
Yes, you are an idiot not to recognize his talents and what he has done since he has become the starter in this league.
Correct.
But I'm just saying, just the alertness and the wherewithal as he is falling down to somehow complete that touchdown pass to Kelsey just shows why Mahomes is Mahomes.
With defenders around him, though. That's the shitty part about it.
Will Anderson played a hell of a game on Saturday, the Texans defender. Played a hell of a game. Got some sacks. I mean, Houston was consistently getting pressure on Mahomes.
Yep.
D'Amico Ryans called a very good defensive game plan. Okay, Mahomes didn't have 7 seconds to throw the damn ball. He had to get rid of some things. I mean, the Chiefs offensively, like I said, the Chiefs only put up 23 points. Only put up 23.
And that's because the Texans couldn't do nothing with the football.
No.
But the defense was holding their job. I mean,
like I said, I mean, Nico Collins tried, couldn't do it by himself. Good morning, Corporal.
Welcome back, Corporal. Good to see you, or hear from you, not see you. We can't see you.
But I mean, like I said, if Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell are there to compliment Nico Collins, and I will say this: Diggs and Tank Dell, they will catch those balls the other receivers not named Nico Collins drops.
And let's just be real. Let's just talk about this as well. I got to talk to the offensive coordinator. I'm sick and tired of these coordinators forgetting to count for 95? Why is he not getting chipped? Why is he not getting double teamed? You are single-handedly leaving this guy on the island to try to stop Chris Jones? What?
I can live with Charles O'Menahue beating me. I can live with that. I can live with some other defender beating me. I can live with that.
Not 95.
However, how do you give number 95 just a straight line to your quarterback to sack you? That's like saying, here, Lawrence Taylor, one-on-one all day for you. Go ahead and eat. Here, Reggie White, one-on-one. Go ahead and here, Howie Long.
Max Crosby.
Go ahead. Charles Haley, here. Go
Max
ahead
Crosby.
and feast. Hendrickson, here you go, one-on-one. Have at it. Oh, TJ Watt, go ahead, one-on-one.
I look at that.
Go kill my quarterback.
When I see one-on-one with Chris Jones, this is me right here. Rest in peace, Uke. Oh, shit. That's me seeing one-on-one with Chris Jones.
Well, a huge city and state was saying that last night, but we'll get to that momentarily. And the Houston Texans are still 0-4 in the playoffs on the road, which that they will eventually get that one day.
But
get it right. I mean,
this is the second consecutive year they've been in the playoffs. They will get
correct.
It right. I am now this year, the year that's coming up now, the next NFL season. This is what we expect from the Texans, what they have done the past 2 years. By the third year, remember we said DeMeco Ryan by the third year should have this team whipped into shape and ready to ball. Well, he's done it in 2. So year 3, I mean, the Titans ain't getting any better. The Colts ain't getting any better. The Jaguars are about to start to rebuild.
No.
This is the only consistent team. The only consistent team is the Texans.
Again, you got. Yeah, well, I mean, okay.
Well, the Colts are somewhat consistent, but
but I mean, you got 2 of your teams starting over again because the Jaguars and the Jaguars have a new head coach, and then of course the Titans might be moving on from Will Levis. So in a sense, they're starting over again. Well, I mean, they are starting over because they will have a new general manager because they fired Ray Carthon. And hopefully he makes some money off of selling that phone on eBay, and we'll see. But I mean, the Colts, they have some players on their team, but again, can Anthony Richardson be consistent with his? We know the arm talent is there. It's just can Shane Steichen get the consistency out of him?
Yeah,
but that's true, I agree with you for the foreseeable future. The NFC South should belong to the Houston Texans.
AFC.
So, thank you, AFC South.
Yes. That's gonna. But we said it's gonna be a fun division to watch. I mean, the quarterbacks are. I think they're at least the oldest quarterback is about 27, if that.
Yeah, that's Sunshine. He's the elder statesman of the division for sure.
Yeah, and that's this division is going to be fun to watch. That's pretty.
Yeah. But I mean, Chiefs get the win, AFC title game for 7 straight years. But again, I mean, if you're tired of seeing them, beat them. I
can sit here and talk bad about them all I want, but as you see in my tag, Bills, you have one damn job to do.
Just the one.
What? I don't care if you get to the I don't care if you get to the Super Bowl and lose your 5th one. I don't care. But do the fucking job in the damn AFC Championship game. That's all I want to sit here. That's all I want to sit here and watch and do a live broadcast with my brothers. When I mean brothers, I mean this one right here, JP, and whoever else wants to come on the live stream and watch us do our live version of the AFC and the NFC Championship game. Okay? One job, Bills. One job. That's my birthday present. How about that? Late birthday present. Beat the Chiefs.
But once again, the Chiefs will be playing. The Chiefs will be playing for their owner's trophy that bears his name on the conference championship trophy. So I mean that's what it is. But I think well, we did say that if a possible upset could happen, it would be what took place in Detroit, Michigan yesterday, as we thought the Commanders would have a chance to win.
Ain't that kid
but
special?
we were not expecting them to put up 45 in Detroit against a 15-win Lion team.
Well, Mr. McDonald, I am off Super Bowl Sunday. So that should tell you all you need to know right there.
Well, there you have it. But the Commanders, the Landover Commanders. Yes, folks. Formerly known as the Washington Redskins, for the first time since 1991 season.
Bro, it ain't like they went up to Detroit and they did it with a walk-off field goal. No. They went up there and played football.
A 40 burger.
They went up there and played football.
A 40 burger was hung up on the Lions.
The kid is not scared of any moment.
No.
He was hanging in that pocket. He was delivering dime after dime after dime after motherfucking dime. Jaden Daniels was out there playing quality fucking football. Poise in the pocket. Use his feet when he needed to. The only thing that I dislike about what they're doing with him is they're using his feet too much. They're going to get him murdered. Let that young man sit back there and throw that football. And if it's not there, then let him use his feet. Mix in the little RPO every once in a while, but let that man cook with his arm. Because
don't live and die with the RPO. But
yeah, oh my God, Jay Daniels.
There are some throws that he made that you're just like, wow. I'm still trying to figure out how De'Ami Brown made that catch with literally Joseph covering his face mask.
You would think right now the way that Daniels is playing that he was in the league at least 5+ years.
Well, again, the man
with his fourth quarter play at that.
The man, well, as we said, the man does not lack confidence, and like I said,
not at all.
A clean car is always good, especially when you got no food in between your seats. That's always an added bonus, absolutely. But I mean, it's just, I mean, now let's be okay. Maybe not in our NFL, what me and Mizzle grew up on, and most of our viewers grew up on, because I know, for whatever reason, in today's NFL, it doesn't matter how you turn the ball over, you somehow find ways to win games. It does not happen in the playoffs.
Nope.
Because earlier in the season, the Lions did have a 5-turnover game and somehow came back to beat the Texans. However, 5 turnovers in the playoffs dooms you. And that was the difference in 3 of these games this weekend was turnovers. Lions turned the ball over 5 times.
And it's crazy to see some of those throws Goff did. It was like, okay, I see what you were doing there, but can we just say good defense? Especially that one that the dude undercut in the end zone. That was pure. He read it. He stuck his foot in the ground, and he drove right through it. That's what they teach you how to play in the cornerback. He undercut that very well.
Mike Sanistrill had 2 interceptions. And there was a 3rd interception that went back to the house, which was Quan Martin that took the pick six back, even though yes,
should have been 15.
Should have been 15 yards on the hit on Jared Goff.
15. Yeah,
we can say that till we're red in the face. They didn't call it.
Hey, now Lions fans know. Now Lions fans know how it is to play the damn Chiefs.
But how be ever?
Don't see shit.
Now, how be ever? If you take away those 7 points, the Lions still lost 38-31. So let's be clear.
No, the Commanders was whooping their ass up and down the field.
Yes,
both sides of the ball.
The Commanders. Dan Quinn out Campbelled Dan Campbell. Dan Quinn took Dan Campbell's game plan and shoved it all down his throat.
What did we say? There will be no punting in this game. There will be none. None.
Well,
fourth quarter.
The Commanders only punt the ball one time. Once.
And we said this before the game even got played. Once. We said this. So
okay.
I mean,
there were 2 total punts in this game, one on each side.
What do we know?
Well, we don't know nothing. Don't know nothing.
But if you look at the previous
We've just
show,
been doing a podcast.
But if you look at that previous show before the game was played, we said there would be minimum punts in that game. But what the hell do we know?
Well, there you have
sit here and do
two on each side. Now,
what do we know?
Now, I will say this: Jahmyr Gibbs is the truth. Jahmyr Sonic is the truth.
Special.
14 carries, $106, 2 touchdowns, averaging 7.5 yards a run. Certainly wasn't his fault. He did what he could.
Hit the KD dance too.
Yes, he did. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 catches for $137. I mean, man played tremendous
turnovers.
But it's just you can't turn the ball over 5 times and you expect to win. And then it's just the Commanders turning those turnovers into points.
Well, that's twice they have turned it over 5 times, but the first time they won, right? Did you mention that?
Yes, they came back and beat the Texans. It was against Houston.
Okay, I thought I heard you say that. Yes, okay.
But Daniels, 23 of 31, 299, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Robinson ran for 77 yards and 2 TDs. Daniels had 51 yards on the ground. Diami Brown, 6 catches, 98 yards. Terry McLaurin, who now has a quarterback to throw the ball, 4 catches, 87 yards, and a 58-yard touchdown to where he was not going to be denied whatsoever. Jeremy Chin had 7 tackles to lead the way. Dorrance Armstrong had 2 sacks, including the forced fumble. I mean, just a complete effort by the Commanders. And again, credit goes to Adam Peters, first year there, running the show.
First year, almost everything.
Yes, new ownership.
All the way down.
I mean,
all the way down. Knew everything.
It really does seem like you go to that scene of Israel where he goes, "We have exorcised the demons. This house is clear." And it seems like Josh Harris, who came and bought the ownership from Dan Snyder, who was also managing partner of your beloved 76ers.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
And also the New Jersey Devils in the NHL. So, and he also has a minority stake in Joe Gibbs Racing. That's why Joe Gibbs was there in Detroit last night, because he also has a stake in Joe Gibbs NASCAR people in Joe Gibbs's NASCAR things. So, I mean, and not to mention, really, Chevy Chase has a city named after him.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No, there really is a city called Chevy Chase, Maryland, in the state of Maryland.
Not shocked.
Wow.
Pretty much not shocked about anything in this world nowadays.
You're not wrong. But
Ah,
I mean, just
well, thank you to the six folks that are watching us right now. Thank you.
yeah,
Appreciate that.
on the late night edition.
On the late night, yes. As I sit here and check out
Oh
my
well,
phone.
there goes some passion.
What we got? Oh, okay. Let's see. We got F with
Well,
Jersey Devils. Mm.
now tell now tell your football team to move back to New York so they won't be the East Rutherford Jets.
That's about the only team that plays in the actual city they play in, besides the Knicks and the
However,
Yankees.
different
No,
story.
no,
But
no.
yes,
Mm,
it's and the Yankees.
mhm, mm.
Hey, I have called them Santa Clara ever since they moved into that stadium. So you can't you that don't fly with me, and you know that. Okay.
I'm the same.
January the 19th, 2014 is when the San Francisco 49ers officially died.
It's been 9
Once Richard
years.
Sherman tipped that yeah, once Richard Sherman tipped that ball in the air and landed in Malcolm Smith's hand, the San Francisco 49ers officially died and they became Santa Clara. When they moved into that ridiculous stadium in the middle of an amusement park parking lot in 2014. So, don't go away. All right. Well, Corporal, thank you for chiming in. Sleep well. Have a good night. And if you're off on this holiday, enjoy your holiday. To which we are today honoring and celebrating the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, as it is his observed holiday. But the Commanders, for the first time since the 1991 season, January of 1992 was the last time the Commanders appeared in the NFC Championship game,
Hey, it's just
which
something about the month of January.
to which right now that leads. Now the Commanders did have the longest drought of not even appearing in a conference championship game, and now that distinction now belongs to the Arlington Cowboys.
Oh, what, 2 decades?
No, 30.
Three
This is the 30th.
decades?
This is the 30th anniversary of them winning Super Bowl 30 in the 1995 season.
I can't talk too much. My team ain't won one since out the year I was born. So
True, but they have appeared in a conference championship game in the century. The Cowboys
and the
have
Super
not.
Bowl. And the Super
And a
Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yes.
Yeah.
So, so the Cowboys have not.
But I'm not gonna really brag about that because
No.
we didn't accomplish a goal.
No.
That's nothing that I will.
No, I mean, trust me. Heck, it's been going on 31 seasons for my team, even though, and here's some other crap. Now, since the turn of the century, which is very, very fascinating. Since we are a quarter of a century past here in the 21st century, which is still mind-boggling to believe.
Stop telling our age right now, okay?
Hey, I have earned to get to where I'm at. Praise the Lord.
Hey! I'm right there with you, brother. 24 hours.
Yes, you are. But here's something I find very, very fascinating. Since the turn of the century in 2000, most appearances in the NFC Championship game are the Eagles with 8. My team is second with 7. Even though most of those last 25 years have been mainly crappy, if you're not counting the Harbaugh years and the years that Shanahan has been in the playoffs. But my team has made some appearances in the conference championship game, which is wild. And then third in the rear is the Packers with 6.
Damn.
So there we are.
45.
There we are with that. But I mean that's wild. But I mean,
we appreciate you chiming
Commanders, the Commanders, great story.
back
I mean, they
I love
really
it.
have nothing to lose.
I love it.
They're
It's
already
like it's like
they're already playing
it's
without.
like that
They're
16th
already
seed in the NCAA, the Cinderella
yeah.
story.
Yes,
The damn good.
they are a six. They are a 6 seed.
Yes, we got a 6 in there.
Yeah, so I mean, they will get in there and see if they can make their first Super Bowl appearance since Super Bowl 26. And that's your NFC. That's one NFC team. Then, yeah, well, since it's technically Monday, yesterday, the Rams had chances as the snow came down in Philadelphia. But
that was a good game.
it was a very, very good game. Had a chance at the very end, but
yeah.
Number 26 from Penn State University goes by the name of Saquon Barkley. And again, I mean, we overuse this word a lot, but Saquon Barkley is special. And I'm pretty sure the Eagles have sent the East Rutherford Giants a thank you card saying, "Thank you for number 26. We greatly appreciate it. You just let them walk for nothing."
Do that. I don't.
Hey. There's a lot of things I don't get. But Saquon Barkley, right Saquon Barkley said, "Jalen, give me the ball, let me cook." And well, Saquon cooked to the atonement of 26 carries, 205 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And oh, by the way, both of those touchdowns were 50-plus yard runs, one of 62 and one of 78. And you thought that when they went up 28-15, you're like, oh, this is over.
No.
But the Rams fought. I mean, the Rams in the snow put up 402 total yards. But, again, we talked about turnovers. The fumble by Kyron Williams, the fumble by Matt Stafford turned the tide for the Eagles, especially the Williams fumble after the Rams got the safety to get back within 16-50, because keep this in mind, folks, Jordan Elliott missed an extra point, which led to the game being tied at 13.
A lot of missed extra points.
Then the Eagles got the field goal to go up 16-13. And then the Rams defense, who again got plenty of sacks on Jalen Hurts tonight or last night. They had 9 against the Vikings. They had 7 more sacks yesterday against the Eagles. So they were getting pressure on Hurts.
Commanders got a nice little pass rush too. So
yes, they do.
That as well.
Jared Verse talked a lot of crap, but he backed it up. Verse had 4 tackles and 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. So Jared Verse had another very solid game. The rookie from Florida State. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, the Rams were getting pressure on Hurts, and again, Hurts really kind of just took it easy. He was 15-20, only threw for 128 yards. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Yeah, the running game was real spectacular to the tune of 285 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. But the Eagles got 5 sacks of their own. But the Eagles, second time in 5 years, or second time in 4 years, they will represent the NFC in the conference championship game as we get a third and final. We get a trilogy. It's the third matchup of the year between division rivals, between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Landover Commanders. Each team split the regular season meetings. The home team so far has won both games, but Jalen Hurts and his left knee, how will he be effective next week? Of course, we don't know what the weather is going to be in Philly. Will it snow again? We don't know. But I don't think Jaden Daniels cares whatsoever. Which, by the way, folks, this upcoming Saturday, Talking Ish with Dub, Chris, and Mizzle, we will preview both conference championship games, and we will give you our winners of who we think is going to be in the matchup in Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans, Louisiana, at the Superdome. But Eagles get the win. And then you sent me some very interesting news talking about possibly this might be Matthew Stafford's last game as a Ram. Saying that
and
he does have some
before you
football left.
continue, it's supposed to be sunny, but a low of 39.
Oof. All right. Well, I mean,
No snow. It looks like sunny with no snow, but it's gonna be cold. Now,
yeah,
that's still good conditions for football, if you ask me.
yeah. Well, I mean, you figured with the 3 p.m. Eastern time start, which would be 12 out here on the West Coast, you figure you might get maybe 1 hour of sunshine, and then it just goes into the night, and then that's when the cold really starts to kick in. So, I mean, there you have it. But then again,
the running backs are gonna have to really get their game on. Well, Saquon,
but
he's all right.
Yeah,
it's from Pennsylvania. He's good. He's home.
But considering that this is the district of, or this is Maryland and Pennsylvania, so both teams used to cold. So I don't think the cold's going to play a factor because both teams are used to it. So I don't think that's it won't affect the Commanders like it kind of affected the Rams, because like I said, there were some balls that Puka Nacua normally catches and he dropped. So there you have with that. But I mean, this is going to be a huge chess match. And don't forget, folks, last season, Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn were both on the Cowboys staff. So both guys know each other very well. So I mean, when you see each other. Yeah. So when you see somebody for a third time, it's really not about X's and O's, because you know what they do, they know what you do. It's really going to come down to who can execute the game plan the most. And of course, as we've been seeing it all postseason long, who protects the football. Absolutely. But I mean, round 3.
It's gonna be cold. So if you pop somebody right, that ball could.
The Peanut Tillman will be in full effect.
Which happened in the Bills and Ravens game.
Yes,
to perfection.
Yes, it did.
To perfection.
Oh yeah, it definitely played a part in that game for sure. Now I'm trying to do some research here, because I know this is not the first time the Eagles and the Washington football franchise have met in the playoffs before.
No, they had they flashed it when the game was being played. I just didn't. I was doing a lot of things while watching the football game, so I didn't retain it if I was sitting here watching it at home.
Well, I do know this. One of the last time they played each other in the playoffs. Oh, okay. So this is only the second time that the Commanders and the Eagles have met in the playoffs. I mean, some do.
Maybe some, especially more your California based and your Florida based people that don't players that don't come from cold climate weather.
Yeah,
they might give you that, but some people are just immune to it. It's just they go out there and play football.
Football belongs to the elements. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of dome stadiums. Never have been. I understand. I understand why they're built in certain areas. I do,
especially Vegas.
Yes, but football belongs in the elements. Football belongs in weather. That's what makes football great.
Yes. So the question was asked: do y'all think the players complain about the elements when it plays a factor in games? Not at all. That makes football. Yes. That makes football.
That's true.
Good question.
But this is only the second time that the Commanders or the Washington football franchise and the Eagles have met in the playoffs. They met back in the 1990 wildcard game, which oddly enough was the game that got Buddy Ryan fired from the Eagles, because Buddy Ryan never won a playoff game as Eagles head coach. That was the Mark Rippon-led Washington Redskins that beat the Eagles 20-6 in the wildcard game at Old Veterans Stadium, which again led to which led to Rich Kotite becoming Buddy Ryan's replacement in Philadelphia.
Rich Kotite. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So I mean the Eagles and Washington / Landover have been rivals for a very long time. Yeah. And only the second time they have met in the playoffs, but now this time it's for the big
division rivals at that too. That's
rivals at that. So yeah, but
this makes this a lot interesting.
Both teams went 10-6 that year, qualified for the playoffs. Mark Rippon in that game threw for 2 touchdowns, one to the Hall of Famer Arthur Monk.
Art Monk. I knew that's the name you were going to say. Yeah.
And the other touchdown pass was to Gary Clark. The Eagles could only muster 2 field goals. Actually had a 6-0 lead, but once the Redskins went up, they never looked back, which again led to Buddy Ryan's firing and thus Rich Kotite.
Just a little history lesson. Just a history lesson for you there.
Just history lesson, folks.
For those that don't know,
I'm
pretty sure we have very educated people that are watching our show.
But yes, Commanders, Eagles for the George Halas Trophy to represent the NFC in Super Bowl 59. That will be your first conference championship game, which again, kickoff is set for 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 Pacific, which means 1 o'clock Mountain Time and 2 o'clock if you're living in the Central. And that means that would be 9 a.m. if you're waking up in the Aloha state of Hawaii. So there you go.
Man, that killed me when I was watching Sunday Night Football and it was still daytime.
It's like, well, damn it, what to do? You still have the rest of the day.
Yeah, football was done and it was still daylight. And I'm like,
what's there to do? But nonetheless. And the game we were waiting for, Bills, Ravens, once again.
Did not
disappoint.
But again,
3 turnovers were the difference in the game. Now,
I will more say a drop 2-point conversion more than that drop 2-point conversion kind of slightly like what could have happened if they didn't turn the ball over? Understandable, but you're going to focus more on that drop 2-point conversion more than those turnovers. In my eyes.
Again, because the touchdown that he caught was not an easy catch to make. And again, as I said on my post, catch the difficult one, drop the gimme, because that was a gimme. He would have walked in the end zone.
What else could Lamar have done?
Right play call.
Nothing.
Andrews was open, and unfortunately, as our dad likes to say, hit him in the wrong spot. Now, with that said,
in the hands.
Now there were 2 turnovers that were Lamar's fault because he air-sailed an interception and then just flat out put the ball on the ground. And the Bills did turn those into points off of that. And the Ravens were always chasing those 2 points because they went for 2 to get within. Got within 2 at 21-19, went for 2, didn't get it. And they tried again.
I think you should have taken the points right there, though. That you should have took the points because now look, if you score that touchdown like you did right there, I don't think you really have to go for that 2-point conversion.
No, you would kick the extra point, tie game, and you possibly go into overtime. So, yeah, you add those 2 points. You're playing in the 5th quarter, and it's fair game. It's fair game right there. But you said that the winner of this game would be the MVP, and you said Josh Allen is your MVP, and Josh Allen didn't have to necessarily win it with his arm because he was only 16 of 22 for 127, but he took care of the football. Cook ran for 67 yards. Shakir had 67 yards receiving, but again, they took care of the ball. But also, Ray Davis had some nice runs. Ty Johnson had some nice runs. It was just Wow. Now, you normally win games if you do that. The Ravens were 7 for 10 on third down.
Well, it's a crazy stat that I saw earlier. The teams that lost outgained the teams that won in in certain categories. All the loss. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's turnovers. But when you look at it, it's the turnovers.
It's turnovers, yeah. Because the Ravens had 416 total yards in this game. The Bills only had 273. But again, 3 turnovers. Bills had none.
And crazy weekend. Crazy weekend.
And the Bills scored 10 points off of those 3.
And yet again, we don't know what we're talking about. What I'm about to say, yet again, on a previous show, we did say whoever gets the turnovers and makes those turnovers into points will win the game.
But again,
Brother Scoopy,
we just do podcasts. That's all we do. We don't know a doggone thing.
Good Lord.
So, place it be honest that we just don't know anything about sports. But that leads you to your Final Four, as the Bills and the Chiefs will play yet again in the postseason again, but only the second time they're playing in the AFC Championship game, because they played back in the 2020 AFC title game, to where the Chiefs won 30-24. But it is the 7th time that the Orchard Park Bills are playing for the Lamar Hunt Trophy. Remember, from 89 through 93, they went to 5 consecutive AFC. They went to 4 consecutive, 5 years in a 6-year span, because there was the 1 year to where the Broncos did go. But 5 times in a 6-year span, it was the Bills representing the AFC in the AFC title game. And of course, they went there in 2020, but the Chiefs got the better of them in that game. And here's the kicker. Patrick Mahomes is undefeated against Josh Allen in the postseason. Josh Allen is 4-1 against Mahomes in the regular season. So something has to give with these two. It's become a pretty good rivalry.
I just need the offensive coordinator to know where 95 is on the field at all times.
Yeah,
put that in the game plan.
Joe Brady needs to understand that. This has to happen. So this will be the 7th time the Bills and the Chiefs will meet in the playoffs. Bills, what's going on, sir? Thank you for staying with us here. So,
Big Oos.
They have met in the AFL Championship game, which was won by Lynn Dawson and Hank Stram of the Chiefs back in 1967, which led the Chiefs to the first Super Bowl. They met back in the divisional round. Bills won that 37-14. That was the Frank Wright-led Bills in that one. No, that was Kelly.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game, wasn't it?
No, that was a blowout. That was when that was going to Super Bowl 26. Okay, and then they met again in 94 or 93 when Montana took the Chiefs to the title game, but got hurt, and the Bills won that. And then the remaining games.
That's what I want. You're not gonna. I'm not gonna at you. Nope.
I'm okay with a Super Bowl 26 rematch. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. I am highly okay with that.
Bring it.
And you know what? And if it's that matchup, I'm good with either one winning, because either the Bills are going to win their first one,
Yep.
Or the Commanders are going to win their first one since beating the Bills in Super Bowl 26. So,
yep.
I'm okay with that one.
Yep.
I am quite okay.
Bring it.
I'm quite all right. So yeah, Bills all time against the Chiefs in the playoffs 2-4. Second time or the third time that the Bills and the Chiefs are playing for the Lamar Hunt Trophy in the AFC Championship game. So rematches galore in these conference championship games. Of course, the Bills and the Chiefs met earlier in the season, to which the Bills did get the win over the Chiefs in Arrowhead. I'm sorry, in Orchard Park, which I believe it was the Bills that gave the Chiefs their first loss of the season. As I go back through time, yes. So it was on November the 17th, and Harry Douglas should never try to go through a table ever again. You're not a part of Bills Mafia. Nonetheless, 30-21 was the final score when they met back on November 17th. Josh Allen threw for 262 yards in the game. Mahomes only threw for 196.
I need that same kind of energy.
I will say this. The Bills did force 2 turnovers in that game against the Chiefs, so you're gonna need some of that again. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. If you're the Bills, this is why you brought Von Miller to Bills Mafia, for this game to get to the quarterback. This is why you brought Von Miller in. This is why you brought him here. To which I'm sure Nagy and Andy Reid are going to try to make sure that number 40 doesn't beat him, just like McDermott and Joe Brady has to make sure that number 95 in red, Chris Jones, does not beat you. Like I said, you can live with other defenders beating you. You cannot live with 95 feasting and getting free and getting home, even though Allen is
Jones.
Even though Allen is very, very elusive. Now, I will say this. It's quite obvious. Chiefs are trying to three-peat. They are the 4th team to at least get to the conference championship game in the quest to three-peat. The 1976 Steelers got to the conference championship game trying to three-peat. John Madden said, "No soup for you," and the Raiders finally got through en route to winning Super Bowl 11 by denying the Steelers a three-peat in 76. Then, my beloved team tried to three-peat, and basically, Leonard Marshall knocked out my Hall of Fame quarterback for 2 years. And then Roger Craig's last carry as a 49er ended up in the hands of Lawrence Taylor. And despite the fact that the Giants did not score a single touchdown in the 1990 NFC Championship game, Matt Barr's 5 field goals was enough in that 15-13 victory, and thus Pat Summerall uttered the words, "And there will be no three-peat." Then the last time a team tried to three-peat that got to the conference championship game was the 94 Cowboys, where basically Jerry Jones got jealous of Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson said, "Fuck you, Jerry, I'm leaving. I'm going to Fox." Then 3 turnovers early by the Cowboys sealed their doom, and my beloved 49ers won their last and current update Super Bowl by denying the Cowboys a three-peat. The last team that tried to go for a three-peat was the Patriots in the early 2000s, and then much to the chagrin of Mizzle. No. It was the Broncos that denied them a chance at a three-peat in the divisional round. So, like I said, it is tough to three-peat in the National Football League.
It is.
Not even the Golden Boys, both of them, could three-peat.
But you know, Patrick Mahomes is different.
I hope you're right. I really, really hope you are right with that comment. I really do. Because Lord knows I'm tired of seeing the Arrowhead representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. And my co-host definitely hates seeing it. Now, I will say from this now here is the beauty of Conference Championship Sunday, because
Yes,
it really is old school AFL in the AFC and old school NFL in the NFC. We got two AFL originals in the Chiefs
yep,
and the Bills, the old American Football
yes,
League in the
yes,
AFC title game. And we got and we got old school NFL in the NFC with the
yes,
Washington Landover football team, the
yes.
Commanders, and the Eagles. So, needless to say, with the Eagles and Commanders, a lot of history, a lot of history. Um, and like I said, um, the first Super Bowl representative out of the AFL was the Chiefs as they beat the Bills back in
This is true.
'67. So there's a lot
We need some
of
different.
there's a lot of history
Yes, we need to change. We need to change. Damn it.
Involving these four teams and in this conference perspective. So, I mean, he's like, I had enough. He's like, I've had enough of the doggone chefs. Great googly
Moogly.
moogly. But I mean, it will be great to see, because, like I said, it's one of those to where you expected three of the four teams to be there, but the fourth one you kind of out of nowhere. But like I said, number 5 in Landover, Maryland, has got that franchise reinvigorated.
Special. Good Lord, he's special.
that fan base has been yearning for a winner for a long time. And like I said, Adam Peters.
I want that feeling too.
Well, I mean, well,
I know what you're saying, right? I'm just being a bitter fan right now. I'm an excited fan, and but I want that excitement.
Well, I mean, I get it, because again, this is twice, certainly in my fandom, to where, okay, here comes this quarterback that comes out of nowhere, inspires the fan base, and then you get bamboozled because all of a sudden he doesn't improve his craft. And then another one comes along, which happens to be the last pick in the draft, gets you there. But now you're questioning whether you should pay him or not, even though he has a winning record and shows you what he can do and shows you that he's not scared of. Brock is not scared of the moment, just like Jane Daniels is not scared of the moment. He's not. But here we are again, talking about, well, is my team going to pay him or not? This, then, third. It's like, there's nobody in the draft that I would take right now over Brock. There's not. Certainly not in the draft. No. And there's dang sure not nobody in free agency I would take right now over Brock. Kirk Cousins, your ass can go to Cleveland. Go there. Or you can go to the East Rutherford Giants. Go there. I want nothing to do with you.
I'm so glad you didn't say this team. Thank you. Because I don't want him either. I don't want that. I don't want the contract that he's going to ask for. And then I don't want to be. No. I don't want to start here with him, and then he turns into.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers, I don't want you to come home. Yo ass can retire.
Retire.
Don't want you either. I mean, gosh, who else is out there?
I don't want Jameis. I don't want Winston. Nope. Not starting, at least. I don't even want him on his backup. Maybe he needs to turn. He needs to go to coaching.
I think he would be a good position coach.
Excuse me.
He definitely I can definitely see him coaching some high school football. That's for sure. I mean, he's a good man. Knows how to talk. That's for dang sure. I personally, I would love James in the broadcast booth. I think he would. I think he would shine in the booth. I really do.
Funny as hell though.
It would be. It really would be. But I think it would be enjoyable. I was reading something. To where they're talking about where quarterbacks might sign. They had J.J. McCarthy getting traded to the Seahawks and Sam Darnold returning to Minnesota.
That's not happening.
Which I thought was wild.
What clickbait are you looking at? Because that doesn't even sound like anything realistic. You can't even pull that shit off
again, I only glanced because I was only scrolling through, and I'm just like, really?
You couldn't even pull that off in Madden.
No. But my thing is, why would you want to get
like no?
But my thing is, why would you want to get rid of J.J. McCarthy just like that when the man got hurt?
Here's the thing,
and you went up and you went up to go get him.
He's on a rookie contract. You build around that,
and like I said, Sam Darnold, yes,
he lost some money.
Yes. Lost some definite money. But I mean, hey, it this is what we got. Commanders, Eagles, Bills, Chiefs. That's your final four in the National Football League for the 2024 season. There will be two that will take their planes to the Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana to crown a Super Bowl champion. And then the road starts to Santa Clara in 2025 to see who will come to Levi's Stadium or Gene's Stadium at Great America for Super Bowl 60.
You know what? I probably couldn't even
February of 26.
I probably couldn't even afford to park in a parking lot to go see that game.
At this case, we're probably just better off parachuting in the stadium. Just saying.
No, yeah, I ain't getting sniped. F that. And I ain't jumping out no damn plane. What the hell wrong with you?
Well, I mean, stranger things have happened before, folks.
You can put on the list of what Mizzle won't do. Jumping out of a plane is one of them, and bungee jumping. Yeah, y'all can have all that crazy exotic shit.
No, that one bungee jump thing that I sent y'all, I was like, where they catapult you out of a chair into the no. No.
Let's go skydiving. Yep, you guys can go skydiving. I'll be right here on the ground. Look, the closest thing that I got into the air without being in the airplane was parasailing. And I got suckered into that. No, I didn't get suckered. I had to promise my boys I'll do that. So they wouldn't be, But yeah, parasailing is about the only thing I did. And yeah, no. Nope. And even I was nervous doing
All right, well, on the hardwood, the Heat beat the Spurs 128 to 107.
Yes.
As Ware had 25 to lead the way for Miami, as Miami is still trying to find a trade partner for Jimmy Butler. In Orlando,
so are they going to do it, or are they just fielding?
They're trying. They're looking for partners. They're going to move Jimmy Butler at some point.
Damn it! Bring him back to Philadelphia. We can use his ass right now. Shit.
Who are you giving up?
Good question. Never mind. Move along.
The Joker woke up feeling mighty fine to the atonement of 20 points,
stretch,
14 rebounds.
He went to the bathroom before he went to bed. He went to the bathroom before he went to bed.
That and he probably tended to his horses as the Joker gets his 18th of the season.
Bro, but
at the halfway mark.
The other day, the behind the back pass he did to Gordon.
Oh my goodness. Good Lord. Big men are not supposed to do that, or not supposed to pass like that. Sheesh.
Basketball IQ is off the chain.
18th triple-double of the season for Nikola Jokic as the Nuggets beat the Mavericks 113-100. As Wendell Carter Jr. led the way for Orlando, he had 16. Jokic 20, Braun 20, Murray 19, Russ with 12, Porter with 15, Gordon with 9 off the bench. Paulo had 10, Silva had 12, Carter had 16, Anthony had 9, KCP had 12, Isaac had 10 off the bench, Black with 14 off the bench, but win for the Nuggets 113-100 over Orlando. Bucks beat the Sixers 123-109. Giannis had 34 and 15. As the Sixers played very shorthanded, but on a side note, Tyrese Maxey, fantastic game, 37 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. Man shot 14 of 28 from the floor. Oubre shot the ball well. He had 19 to complement Oubre, but the Sixers only dressed 8 players, so there you have it. What do you expect them to do?
Ouch.
Yeah, right. Giannis 34, Dame 25, 12 for Brook Lopez, 11 for Prince. Middleton had 13. Bucks 24 and 17 on the year. Sixers go to 15 and 26. The Thunder bounced back nicely. Thank you to the total of 127-101 over the Nets. 35 and 7 of the Thunder. SGA 27 to lead the way for the Thunder. Jay Williams 14. Joe had 24. And Deng and Wiggins both have 12 off the bench respectively. Brooklyn goes to 14 and 29. And the Clippers continue to be the Lakers' daddy as the Clippers beat the Lakers again, 116-102.
Again.
In Inglewood. LeBron led the way with 25, 5, and 11. Davis had 16 and 10. Davis didn't shoot the ball well, 5 and 14 for the floor. Reeves had 15. Christie had 10. Connect had 10 off the bench, but the Clippers 19 from Kawhi, 21 for boy. Zubac had a fantastic game. He had 21 points, 19 rebounds. Harden had 21 and 12 assists. Powell had 22. Leonard had 19. As the Clippers go to 24 and 17, Lakers go to 22 and 18. 116-102. Clippers beat the Lakers. Blazers beat the Bulls in the Pacific Northwest 113-102. Scoot Henderson scored 25. Zach LaVine had 27. As the Blazers get win number 14 on the year, Chicago goes to 18 and 25. And the beam was lit in Sacramento tonight as the Kings beat the Wizards 123-100. The Kings continue their winning ways under Doug Christie. As Domantas Sabonis, what do you know? Per usual, another double-double as he had 29 and 18 to lead the way for Sacramento. 24 for DeRozan, 12 from Fox. Monk had 23. Ellis had 18 off the bench as the Kings just continue to play fantastic basketball since Doug Christie has taken over the coaching duties there in Sacramento. The Kings are 9-1 in their last 10. They just continue to play some very good basketball in the capital of California.
You cannot deny that. That's good basketball.
No, not at all. Not at all. And, of course, being that this is the celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King on his official holiday, we have some early basketball on tomorrow, as, of course, the NBA will be honoring and celebrating the legacy of Dr. King. It gets started for you bright and early tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time in Charlotte, North Carolina, as the Dallas Mavericks take on the Charlotte Hornets. Then at 11, we have now this is going to be a good one here. The Pistons and the Rockets in Houston at 11. That should be a dandy.
I like that.
On TNT, True TV, and Max at 11:30. Of course, Memphis always hosts a MLK game because, unfortunately, tragically, Memphis, Tennessee is where we lost Dr. King as he was assassinated back on April the 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. Grizzlies will be hosting the Timberwolves. And, of course, baby, Trae Young is to come to his home away from home. That would be the Mecca of Madison Square Garden as the Hawks take on the Knicks. That is at noon. Suns go into Cleveland, take on the Cavaliers. The Jazz return to their original home, New Orleans, to take on the Pelicans. That's at 5 p.m. The nightcap, Clippers at home hosting the Bulls. And the Warriors and Celtics, round 2. Of course, the Warriors won the first game back in Boston. This time it's the Celtics coming to the Bay, and that's at 2 p.m.
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, well, I mean, but Celtics lately have been leaking oil because last couple of games they've lost to the Hawks. Yep. They've lost 2 of their last 3. Actually, they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've lost 3 of the last 5 because they lost to the Kings, came back and beat the Pelicans by 1, lost to the Raptors, came back and beat Orlando, but lost to the Hawks in overtime. So Boston not playing up to their standard at the moment. And of course, the Warriors, well, sometimes you don't know which Warriors team you're going to get. But normally, when the Celtics do come to town, that's when the Warriors seemingly play their good ball. Real quickly, before we go take naps, very good game between Michigan State and Illinois, definitely 12 versus 19, but Michigan State got the win 80-78. In overtime, Michigan beat Northwestern 80-76. Number 18 ranked Memphis beat Charlotte 77-68, and TCU upsets number 25 Baylor 74-71 in the top 25. Looking at good matchups tomorrow here in college basketball on this MLK holiday. I said go to Monday. Thank you. Seeing if there's any interesting matchups to look at. And Georgetown Villanova. That should be exciting. Rutgers and Penn State. Interesting. And that's it. But before we go, shout out to Kelsey Plum, who got her number 10 retired in the Raptors at the University of Washington. So the former Huskies number 10 will forever hang in the Raptors in Seattle. So our congratulations to her. Of course, Kelsey Plum was a fantastic Washington Husky. Again, we hope you enjoyed tonight's national championship game between Notre Dame and Ohio State. Yes. That is at 5 p.m. on ESPN.
I'm going to try to get home.
So definitely looking forward to that one. I'm sorry, 4:30 will be the kickoff on ESPN. Notre Dame coming in at 14-1. Ohio State coming in at 13-2. Go Irish. That's how I feel. And there's that.
It's going to be Ohio State, but I know that's how you feel, but you know it's going to be Ohio State.
Again, like I said, Ohio State's a better team. They should win, but damn it, go Golden Domes. Real quickly, on the ice today, in New Jersey, the Senators beat the Devils 4-1. Canadians in overtime beat the Rangers 5-4, and the Stars beat the Red Wings 4-1. On the ice today, Sharks in Boston against the Bruins. That's at 10 a.m. Blues on the road against the Golden Knights in Vegas. Wild in Denver against the Avalanche. Sabres in Seattle against the Kraken. Maple Leafs at home against the Lightning. Blue Jackets on the road against the Isles in Long Island. Hurricanes in Chicago against the Blackhawks. Jets in Utah against the Hockey Club. And the Penguins in LA against the Kings. And that's your action on the ice tonight in the NHL. So, nap time. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on this night owl edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. As we are down to 4. As we have the Commanders and the Eagles playing for the George Halas Trophy. And we have the Chiefs and the Bills playing for the Lamar Hunt Trophy. And then those two will go play for Lombardi. Again, don't forget, Saturday, talking. Real quickly. Wait a minute. Well, we thought we were going to have the comedy hour, but I guess Oos was having technical difficulties. But definitely want to get Big Oos on Saturday for the preview show for the conference championship game between Commanders and the Eagles and the Bills and the Chiefs. So again, Friday. Saturday, Talking Ish, Dub, Chris, and Mizzle. We will preview Championship Sunday and then watch along on Sunday during the conference championship game. So please tell a friend, join us. In the meantime, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you've been watching the Mizzle and Dub Show, number 296. Good night, good morning, and celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yes, indeed.